Hey there! I have had a lot of questions about the container system and how to use the portion control containers, so I wanted to do a video for all of you guys to explain how to do that and to explain how to meal plan. So whenever you get your containers in, you are going to open up your book. And your book is going to tell you how much you should eat and how many times you're going to fill these containers up. So you're not going to be going to be counting any calories. You are going to be worrying about how many times you're going to fill up these containers within a day. So once you open up your book and you follow the calculation system for your calories, then you're going to be placed into a certain meal plan bracket. So whenever you look at that bracket, you are going to see how many times you can fill up the containers. So it's gonna have a color, you know, green, and then you go across to whichever bracket you're going to be in, and it's going to tell you how many times you can fill up that container in one day. So everybody gets one blue. It doesn't matter what bracket you're in, everybody gets one blue, and that's your healthy fats. Most people get one orange, so that's like your seeds or your dressings and stuff like that. And of course, you know, it explains what each container is, but I wanted to explain how to do that. So what I do is, once it tells you that, let's say you can have 4 reds in a day. So what I do whenever I'm meal planning and meal prepping is, whenever I'm actually making my food, I make all my food and I don't store them in these containers unless it's a veggie. Like if I'm doing carrots or cucumbers or something like that, then I will store it in my container and put that in the fridge and bring that with me wherever I'm going. But as far as the reds and the proteins go, if you're making like a whole meal, you don't want to store them in the containers because it's just easier to put it in Tupperware altogether. So let's say you're doing like chicken salad or something for lunch, then you're going to put your chicken in this, and then you dump it into your container, into your Tupperware, and then you fill up your, let's say you're doing, you know, romaine lettuce, you fill up your leafy greens in your container, and then you dump it into your Tupperware for the day. And let's say this is actually really good, so you do your dressing in here, and then you just shove it in the container, and you can keep your dressing in here because they actually give you 2 in 1 package now. So that's a really good way to store your dressings, to know exactly how much you're supposed to be using for that one meal. So again, if it says you're supposed to get 5 of these a day, you're going to spread these out. You're obviously not going to eat 5 greens from like 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. You want to spread these out. You want to try and get a green in for breakfast, 2 greens in for lunch, and I don't know, a green in for dinner, and then maybe have, you know, a snack as a green. Or greens are actually really good for whenever you're hungry and you don't know what to eat. It's better off you eat a veggie than eat a fruit, because of course fruit has more, you know, sugar in it. So it's really good that you save the greens for those types of things. But I definitely recommend spreading out all of your containers throughout the day. So most people get like 3 or 4 yellow containers. So definitely want to spread those out throughout the day. A lot of people recommend you not eating carbs after 6 p.m. So if you're someone that eats a late dinner, then maybe you want to eat a carb at like 4 or 5 and then eat your dinner without a carb, you know, at whatever time that is that you eat dinner. So those are some tips for your containers. You can wash these are dishwasher safe, and you can microwave these as well. Also, another tip is, whenever you're doing your meal planning and meal prepping and stuff like that, you don't want to shove them in the container. Like, this isn't something like, how much can I shove into the container to be able to eat more? You're actually going to be very surprised with how much you're going to be able to eat with this plan. And whenever you're making your plan and you do your calories and stuff, you want to make sure that you're looking at, so let's say, you know, you're in calorie bracket C and you're a guy that is used to eating, you know, rice and gravy all day and, you know, a lot of carbs and stuff like that. This is going to be a complete shock to you, because this probably in your brain isn't going to be enough food. So my tip to you is, try it for a few days if you feel like you're completely starving and you just cannot take it anymore. maybe you have a high metabolism, or, you know, you do CrossFit with this, or the workouts that you're doing, you know, you're burning a lot of calories, so you may need to go up in a calorie bracket. So you might need to go to Plan D. You need to just take it day by day. Or if you're a female, you definitely shouldn't go below 12 to 1500 calories. Nothing below that, because that means your body is going to be in starvation mode, and you're probably going to hold on to weight and you're not going to lose weight. So those are a few tips. And also, whenever you're meal planning, if this is something new for you, what I did to start this off was I wrote down everything that I usually eat. So, you know, like spaghetti, lasagna, you know, soups, stuff like that. I wrote everything down, and then I went into my book to see what is allowed and what foods are best and high in nutrients and stuff like that. And then I just like swapped things out. So let's say spaghetti, you're used to eating, you know, regular noodles with all kinds of canned foods in the spaghetti. You never use veggies or anything like that. You might want to obviously, number one, swap for whole wheat noodles, or you can do zucchini noodles, or something like that to give you more veggies. I cook with a lot of bell peppers and onions whenever I do pasta. Your meat sauce and stuff like that, you might want to start doing like whole fresh tomatoes in your sauce, things like that you might need to look at. So write down things that you're used to eating, and then go in your book and see what foods are best, and then try and swap out as much as you can. So if you need help with that, you can let me know. I can help you, or you can go on to the Beachbody website and look up recipes, and you can like search spaghetti, and it probably has a really good recipe. The Fixate is a really good book, cookbook for recipes, for giving you recipes that are really healthy and filling. And it also gives you the container count, so there's really no guesswork in it. So those are a few of my tips for the containers. If you still are struggling with something, then please let me know. I can help you out. But just know that you really need to spread your containers throughout the day. Try not to eat too much at once. You know, don't eat 3 greens in one meal, because then, you know, that like you might be hungry at 3 o'clock and you have nothing left to eat. So spread your containers throughout the day. Take it day by day. If you're really someone that's struggling with it, then you might need to increase in a calorie bracket. But also know that the calculations are there for a reason, so it knows how much your body actually needs. So this just might be something that will take a little bit longer for you to get used to. So if you need anything, let me know, and I hope this helped.